Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. We're presented by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Time to shine the light on Navy Sprint football, which gets going this week with a matchup on the road at Aquinas with one of the team's co-captains, Liam Brown. And Liam, just for you guys, what's it like to finally have a game week at hand and ready to go play a real game coming up on Saturday at Aquinas?
I mean, since August, we've been kind of getting after it against each other, just really pushing ourselves. And, we really believe iron sharpens iron. And to, get to put that to use and play another team is, you can't really ask for much more.
You guys set the bar pretty high last year. You won them all. So what is, I don't want to say necessarily the mindset, but what's it going to take to try and match what you guys did a year ago, bringing another sprint football championship back to Navy?
I think the biggest thing is just taking it 1 week at a time. Obviously you set goals for, where we hope to be at the end of the season, but just taking it 1 week at a time and, trusting each other, trusting the coaching staff. If we go out and execute, we're a hard team to beat. And I think it's just trusting that process and trusting each other, the guys on the field. I think we'll, just take it week by week and we'll be good.
Sprint football, for fans that may not be familiar, it's what we used to call lightweight football at the Naval Academy. Fortunately, at one point it was 150-pound. Now you guys can weigh a little bit more, which is good because it increases participation. But just to be able to scratch that itch as someone who played football in high school and still be able to, fulfill those competitive juices. What's it like to play sprint and obviously have it available to you to play at the Naval Academy?
It's a blessing. I've been fortunate enough to be in the sport since I've been in third grade, and you kind of finish high school and you think your time playing's over, but to kind of get that opportunity to come out and build that brotherhood and be around a bunch of guys that kind of have the same vision that you have and just that work hard mentality, it's just been a blessing.
We talk about sports and what it does for people all the time. You played two team sports in football and lacrosse. You played a team sport, but had to be an individual within it to compete in wrestling. The two different dynamics, how do they help shape you as a competitor, but obviously someone now that's also in a competitive situation academically at a place like the Naval Academy? And at some point, you may have to do something individually within a team or a unit concept, out there somewhere in the military theater as well eventually.
Yeah, I tell a lot of people wrestling is probably one of the best decisions I ever made in high school. And it was a unique challenge in that I was used to that team sport. But when you go out there, it's you versus you. And, there's no other factors other than what you could have done to do that. And I think just like the mental toughness aspect, being able to translate that to other team sports, it's and I think it's easier when you can look to your left and your right, and you have guys that have your back. But when it's just you out there, it kind of forces you to look within yourself and dig deep and find what you really have. So I think having done both, like I have a great appreciation for both.
Is that also part of, this journey at the Naval Academy? This is different. It's not for everybody, but having that mental toughness, is that one of the things that helps you along the path here? Because there will be challenges to your mental toughness during this journey at the Academy.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that, you kind of have to look within and figure out what you need to do, but nobody makes it through this place without leaning on those guys to your left and your right that you can really trust. And I think there are certain situations where you kind of have to dig deep and find what you got in the tank, but knowing that you can look out for resources and guys that are going to support you. I think just balancing both of those things is what makes it even just worthwhile and what makes this place so special.
We talk about the brotherhood all the time, that term, but it really is real, isn't it?
Oh, there's nothing better than it. We don't play sprint football for the recognition or, for fans in the stands or, arguably even, points in the column. Like it's, you play the sport for the love of the people to your left and your right. And I think that's why we've, had some success these past couple of seasons. And that's what makes it worthwhile to come out every single year and do hard things. It's because you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the other guys on the team.
With you and Nadir elected as captains, what does that mean? Because you know at the Naval Academy, being a team captain means just a little bit more.
It's been the greatest honor of my life. I've looked up to so many guys on the team from plebe year forward, and those are the type of people that I wanted to be like and be around, and to have team vote Nadir and I, like I said, it's just been the greatest honor, and you know I, we have a big first year class this year, and I look up to those guys for like still just seeing how they're acting, seeing what they're doing. They keep me going, they keep me grounded, so just super fortunate.
And even though you and Nadir are captains, from a name value, it really truly is the entire group of firsties that eventually lead on this, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the firsties are the engine of the team. We like you said on paper we might have that title, but there's so many unique personalities that just bring so much to the team and stuff that I couldn't replicate myself. But there's someone that fits each niche on the team that, you know, I think what makes it so like diverse in personality, and all the firsties are leaders on the team. And, we're the engine, and, we kind of set the standard for what we expect. And yeah, honestly, it's made my life and Nadir's life a lot easier being surrounded by all those guys.
From a football perspective, how's it been looking so far as you all get prepared to kick off for the first time?
We got a talented roster this year, and I'm excited. Guys are we've been putting in the work, and just taking it one week at a time, going out and executing, playing hard, playing fast. I'm excited for this group. We got a special group.
Take us inside the Army Navy rivalry. It's different. We know how much it means to each side. There's incredible passion on the field whenever there's an athletic event between Army and Navy, especially within the sprint football league. This league usually comes down to Army and Navy for the most part. Not every year, but a lot of years it does. But what's it like to be inside that rivalry and have a chance to compete against them, and knowing what that rivalry means to both sides?
I mean, just knowing like I have the utmost respect for those guys at West Point, knowing that they signed up to do very similar things that we signed up to do. And I think the beautiful thing about it is, within the white lines, whistle to whistle, it's a battle of wills. You can go back and forth, you can argue who's got more talent, but at the end of the day, it comes down to who wants it more. And I think that's what makes the rivalry so special is, to throw talent at the door. It's a battle of wills, and that's why it's always such a good game, is because you're playing for, especially for us. We're not playing for our team, but a big thing that we look at is saying our team is legacy is not ours, but ours to uphold. And when we really play that to our core, you're playing for something bigger than yourself. And like I said, I got the utmost respect for the guys at West Point, but between the lines, it's a battle of wills, and I don't think there's anything better than it.
Why the Naval Academy for you?
I grew up in New York, and there's a lot of pretty common pipelines you see people take. And for me, we talk about like kind of just having that itch to do something more. And I thought, the Naval Academy, I saw a lot of guys from my high school and just growing up with come here, and the type of individuals that came here that just selfless. And that was something that I wanted to be a part of, and really make a difference and have the opportunity to just be surrounded by people that are willing to put others before themselves.
Awesome stuff, Liam. Appreciate the time this morning. Best of luck to you and your teammates against Aquinas and the entire season coming up here in sprint football.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir.